What's up, guys? So it's that time of the month. I just recently got my video games monthly shipment in, and I think I was onto something with what I said last time. For those who don't know, Video Games Monthly is a monthly subscription mystery box thing. You give them an amount of money and they'll send you 3, 4, or 5 video games every month. You tell them which systems you want them to send you games for, you tell them which games you already have, and they'll send you games for those systems and do their best to not give you any duplicates. Now, unfortunately, accidents do happen and their customer service is phenomenal. You just reach out to them and they'll get you squared away. Now, full disclosure, I have already looked in this box. Like I mentioned in the last video, I record everything on Fridays, and this came in on Tuesday. So April got really excited to see what was inside, and so did I. So I went ahead and opened it, but I wanna go and make this video to share with you guys what I got this month. 2 things real quick. It was suggested to me in my comments that I should change my subscription rate, because last month I got burned a little bit, not like a lot. I was like $7 under what I paid, I think. That's not great, but somebody in the comments of the last video suggested that I should remove the Game Boy stuff from my list. I did not do that this month, but after what I got this month, I think I am gonna do that, because this month was a little light as far as value goes. Now, I mentioned last month that they'll occasionally give you a 1-up or a 2-up or a 3-up, which is just extra games in your box. And I think they do that because if the value of the games in the box tend to be a little light, then they'll give you an extra game or two to kind of bring the value up to where it doesn't feel like you got screwed as much. I feel like that proves true because last month, my first month, I got a 1-up box because the stuff in there was a little light valued, and this month I got a 2-up box. Pretty sure that that's their reasoning behind these 1-ups and 2-ups, is just to try and give you more value to equal out closer to what you paid. And I do appreciate that, because some games are really expensive and some games are not worth anything. So yeah, that's a good on you for trying to give you a value closer to what you actually paid. Every month they do include some little something. Last month I got a Video Games Monthly coaster, and this month I got a croc stud decorator thing, and it's the yellow mushroom from Mario. I don't have any crocs that this would work for. It's still a neat little piece, and I'm sure I can find something to do with it at some point in the future. But yeah, so let's dive right into it. We did get 7 this month, but the point of something like this is not to give you the rarest or the most valuable things. The point of something like this is to give you more options in your collection to play. You might receive something in these boxes that you never really thought about playing before, so you actually have a chance to experience something new. And so we'll start with the Game Boy Color games. There were actually 3 of them. First up, we've got Mickey's Racing Adventure. Now, I know nothing about this game. The Mickey Racing games, the other game, the Mickey Speedway USA on the N64, that's not terrible of a game. And so I'm hopeful that this might sort of be in a similar vein. I don't expect it to be great. I believe price charting valued this at pretty close to like $5. So I'm not expecting something amazing, but with Mickey Speedway USA being a bit better of a game, I'm hopeful that this is at least not awful. While I'm talking about these games, I'll have some footage that I recorded playing so you can kind of get a vibe. The next Game Boy Color game I got was Rugrats in Paris, the movie, the game. Now, I really liked this movie. I had completely forgotten that they had made games based off of it, although this was in 2000, 99, somewhere in that range. And you had a slew of just licensed games at that point, so I'm not surprised this exists, but I had forgotten that this exists. I don't know what to think about it. I'll be very interested to try it out whenever I go to record it. But yeah, I really enjoyed the movie, so hopefully the game isn't too terrible. And the last Game Boy Color game I got was The Jungle Book Mowgli's Wild Adventure. This is an interesting era of games. Like, I've never played this game, but The Jungle Book is kind of held in the same regard as The Lion King and Aladdin were in these like Disney classics games. The Jungle Book, Lion King, and Aladdin are all like decently good platformers from this era, but I've never heard people talk about the Game Boy Color version. So I'll be very interested to see if it holds up to the standard of the other Disney games that came out around this time. Next up is Skate or Die, Bad and Rad. I've heard good things about the original Skate or Die. I did not know that there was a Game Boy version of it. So not too long ago, in the year of our Lord 2023, McDonald's released a Game Boy Color game called Grimace's Birthday. and the start of it is skateboarding. And this game feels a lot like that one did. So it makes me feel like that game took some inspiration from Skate or Die. I'd be interested to hear from whoever made Grimace's Birthday if Skate or Die had some kind of influence on the way that game plays. Next up is Motocross Maniacs. I didn't have a lot of expectation going into this, but when I plugged that in to try it out, it's literally just Excitebike on the Game Boy, and that's cool because I like Excitebike. It actually is a little bit more in-depth than Excitebike, because Excitebike you're kind of like looking down on a field and you kind of go back and forth to avoid like pits and crap in the way. This one is purely 2D, but you get like loop-de-loops and stuff, and you gotta time your boosts. It actually was a surprising amount of fun for what it was. And yeah, it's Excitebike on the Game Boy. Like how you can't really go too wrong with that. Next up, we move into Game Boy Advance games I got, and these are big oofs. We got Scholastic's I Spy Challenger. I'm gonna be real with you. I had no idea this was a game. It feels like it's going to suck, and from what little bit I played of it, it does suck. This is one of those, it's gonna exist on the shelf, it's gonna live on the shelf, but this one might never get touched again. And then the last Game Boy Advance game we got Pirates of the Caribbean Dead Man's Chest. This is 2006, so this is in the strange era of licensed games where some of them were really, really good and some of them were really, really bad. Or the Game Boy versions tended to be on the side of bad. When I tested the cartridge to make sure it worked, I played it for about 10 minutes and it's not the worst. Like I was expecting it to be a lot worse than it actually was. I don't know if it's something I'm gonna really ever come to play, but if it ever strikes my fancy to play Pirates of the Caribbean on the Game Boy Advance, hey, I have it. And now that I have it, I kind of want to get the rest of them even if they are terrible. That might be something we add to the collection in the not too distant future. But that's it for Video Games Monthly this month. So yeah, I think I'm gonna take that dude's advice and change the systems that I'm gonna be collecting for, because currently I have them set to send me N64, Super Nintendo, and all 3 Game Boys. I might just take the Game Boys off, leave the Super Nintendo and the N64, and add like Genesis or something else that I would like to get more experience playing games for. But yeah, that's gonna be it for me for this one. Thank you guys so much for being here. Tell me down in the comments, do you guys get Video Games Monthly? If you do, what was the good thing you got? What was the best thing that you got this month? For me, personally, I think this month's might go to, at least what I've played of them so far, I think this month might go to Motocross Maniacs. Like, I love Excitebike, and just to have the ability to play Excitebike on the go, it's pretty sweet. But yeah, that's gonna be it from me. Thank you guys so much for being here, and I look forward to bringing you even more videos like this as the days go on. So again, thank you guys for being here, and I'll see you in the next one. Have a good one, y'all.